First want to welcome everyone that is here and welcome all of our speakers for the 17th annual Black People's March on the White House, titled Don't Agonize, Organize.
Thank you. On behalf of the Center for Political Innovation, I want to express our deep admiration for the African People's Socialist Party, the Uhuru movement, and the Uhuru Three, Penny Hess, Jesse Neville, and of course the great Chairman Omali Yeshitela, for how they fought for our right to oppose war and advocate peace in federal court, and how many forces expected that they would back down, but they did not back down.
That's right.
And I'm very proud that our organization was able to organize a United Nations press conference about the case. Very proud that I was able to raise the case in Russia, to speak directly with the Russian president about the case. And I also had the opportunity to attend the trial in Tampa Federal Court. I was there for the opening of the trial and for the sentencing. And I want to draw everyone's attention to one of the most important things that was revealed during the court process, which is that the FBI lied.
That's right.
The FBI lied. If they had been honest about the evidence that they had, the case never would have gone to trial to begin with. They lied. And that's very important because we know that if Kamala Harris had been elected president of the United States, they were going to continue with their lies. That Scott Ritter, the great anti-war activist, former UN weapons inspector, his home was raided under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, and he was next in line to be prosecuted. And they were aiming for all of the most prominent voices advocating peace with Russia. And the FBI lied in order to bring the indictment, and the Uhuru movement fought them in court, caught them on the stand lying, and as a result they were acquitted of the main charge of acting as foreign agents. But the jury, most likely fearing retaliation from the FBI, did convict them of a minor charge of conspiracy. That charge should be thrown out. It should be thrown out. The entire case should be thrown out. And the fight is not over. This case needs to be completely overturned. It's not a crime to advocate peace with Russia. Russia is the country that is at this point doing the most and standing in solidarity with the African continent more than any other country you could say around the world. Right now you have the Union of Sahel States, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso you have the great leader Ibrahim Traore, Captain Ibrahim Traore, the hope of the African continent, who is building and constructing and leading his people to march forward out of the domination of colonialism. To advocate peace with Russia and better relations with Russia should not be a crime. When Pam Bondi became the Attorney General of the United States, she said that the days of using the Foreign Agents Registration Act to go after advocates of peace was over, that the law would only be used in clear cases of espionage against non-citizens. But yet, now we have just recently, when Tulsi Gabbard, the new Director of National Intelligence, moved to take over the counterintelligence wing of the FBI and move them in a direction of not prosecuting American citizens, we have the FBI complaining about it and writing letters to Congress. They want to continue going after American citizens. They want to continue going after voices for peace, and they must be opposed. Right now, it's very clear that the current administration doesn't know which direction they're going. They're going one way, they're going another way. They're threatening war against Venezuela, murdering people in the Caribbean, completely unacceptable. But at the same time, they're talking about possibly building a bridge over the Bering Sea and connecting Alaska to Russia, and that they're very confused. There are different forces within the administration who don't know quite what they're doing. And I think the Center for Political Innovation, as we stand up for civil liberties, as we echo the call from the African People's Socialist Party and others to say that we should overturn the Foreign Agents Registration Act, a completely unconstitutional piece of legislation that is a threat on all who advocate peace. That law needs to be completely gotten rid of. And we need to make clear that the government of the United States is working for a lot of bankers and a lot of billionaires who are not working in the interest of the people of the United States, but rather trying to prop up a global international system. And that all who raise their voices against that system, people on the African continent, people here, whether they be in St. Petersburg, Florida, or St. Louis, Missouri, or anywhere who raise their voice against that system, people around the world need to be supported. And the future of the United States is not with this international system, this global system that is defending itself with endless war. The future of the United States is to advocate for a government of action that fights for working families. So we applaud the Uhuru movement for their heroic work, their aid, their services, their work, their anti-imperialism in the Black community, and we are proud to be able to participate in the upcoming rally. Thank you very much.
Any speakers that have not checked in at the front desk, please go down.
Woke up this
this morning with my mind it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. They got it. Ain't no harm to keep your mind, stayed on freedom. Ain't no harm to keep your mind, stayed on freedom.
And it was something she said she wanted to tell me. And I want to say it to you. Every day you stay the way you are is a victory. It's a victory against oppression. It's a victory against capitalism. So who are you? You are your own liberators. You are determined to be self-determined. And what I want to say to you today is, you know what Dickens said was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the time of hopelessness, it was the time of hope and expectation. It was the time of pure decadence, but it was the time of pure self-determination and freedom. I'm adding my own words here. But today we are in the best of times. They have given us the weapon to beat them with. They have taken us health care. They won't let us have affordable housing. And now they won't even let us have a decent meal with our families. So what are we going to do? We're going to organize, not agonize.
A gathering of the Uhuru movement and their allied organizations. They've been doing it, from what I understand, every year for 17 years now, since 2008 when Obama was elected, calling out the Democrats for the fake way in which they claim to support the black community. And this year there's a really big focus on anti-colonial struggles in Africa, the West Africa and the Sahel states, on the liberation of Haiti, which has just been hit by a hurricane. In addition to that, with the ongoing destruction of civil liberties in the United States.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Victory to Palestine! Victory to Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Africa! Our next presenter, again, comes from the New York area. I didn't really know him before the attack on the Uhuru movement, although I did see a TikTok video that you did at one time. But before I knew it, when the call was put out, when people heard about this horrible injustice that was happening, he was there. Brother Comrade Caleb Malcolm with the Center for Political Innovation. We are so glad to have him here with us. He never backed off, never relented, and he's here with us today. Uhuru!
I really want to say that it's an absolute honor to be here at this 17th annual Black is Back March, because consistency is important. And the reason that Chairman O'Malley and the African People's Socialist Party was targeted was because of their bravery and their willingness to stand alone. Because 17 years ago, they told us on American television, racism's over. Barack Hussein Obama is now the President of the United States. And it was not a popular thing to say that was a hoax and that was a lie. But Chairman O'Malley and the Uhuru movement did it. And they did it year after year after year. And they were brave enough to stand against the crowd. And everyone knows they were right. Barack Obama killed Gaddafi and destroyed the most prosperous country on the African continent. He destroyed Libya. Barack Obama ground this country into poverty, and conditions haven't changed. And it wasn't a popular thing to say that back in 2008, but Chairman O'Malley did it, and they came after him, and they've gone after him just like they've gone after so many voices for peace, so many people that are brave enough to stand up. And we take our hats off to Chairman O'Malley. Every effort was made to get the Uhuru 3 to plead in federal court, but they refused to do it. And they went to federal court and they fought for our right to advocate peace. And they challenged the FBI in court and they won. And before the entire world, they showed that the FBI lied to get that indictment. And now we know this whole Russiagate hysteria was a hoax. Russia is not our enemy. Our enemy is the big bankers and international monopolies that are grinding this country into a low-wage police state and marching us toward World War III. And there's a big section of the world that is broken free from their dominance. The BRICS world, Russia, India, China, South Africa, whole sections of the planet are rising up. And the only future that America is going to have is going to be with that new economy. We need to oppose Wall Street. We need to oppose their wars. We need to have friendship between the peoples of China and America, friendship between the peoples of Russia and America, friendship with Venezuela. The only future is peace and economic development. We need a government of action that will fight for working families. Thank you, everyone.